And what even makes it even worse than that is a buddy of mine went and dropped a tree for $50. $27,000 later in medical bills.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but that's the only time I've been under a knife.
Is it your front tooth?
Yeah.
Did you have to get an implant?
No, they just put a put the corner back on it.
You see how far the PVC goes?
Yeah, literally right through the wall. So somebody's added.
Yeah, probably.
This was probably cast iron at one time. And
Yeah.
showed that out.
Yeah, what I got is water. When we flush the toilet, there's water coming up on the floor there. So I guess it's going down that wall. And coming up. So maybe that right around the
Yeah, that's the transition, or an offset, I should say. It's like the downstream piece. I don't know if you can see it, but the downstream is lower.
So you think that's where the clay starts?
No, the clay starts, so
Right through the wall?
yeah, right now they could be coming, so depending on, like if they put a Fernco at that transition, it could be coming from that Fernco, or it's further out and it's just, it could be right here where that offset is. The only problem with lining that is that's a pretty daggone good offset. And, you know, it may show. So there's a pretty good fracture right through there. It could be going through there. Yeah. That's a pretty good break there. It starts off as a circular fracture, so you see a crack all the way around, and then the weight pulls basically the coupling of the downstream pipe is completely broke off. He's got fractures all the way across the side there.
Is that where it goes into the PVC?
So now it's kind of turning and diving. It's still clay. Where the heck is your PVC? So now I'm coming into, excuse me, a T. See at that T, I'm going to turn left or right.
I don't know why I always thought it went left.
Got some fractures there. Shoot, I'm 22 foot out. How big's that patio?
12 feet. So you're already around the bend, or unless the pipe goes farther down. You know, at one time I assumed this was a septic system. The house is over 100 years old. I don't think it's a septic system anymore. I mean, on paved sewage. Can you tell if you're curved or going straight? Or?
I'm going to rotate it. It's Italian right there.
Now, there is a floor drain septic tank maybe for when they process you. I don't know for sure.
Right.
But so, like I said,
I've located this clean out at a depth of 4'6". This is an area that would have to be dug up if a liner was shot past this point. You want to go ahead and fill up a bucket?
Yep.
And see, is there another way around there? You
well, I'll have to climb over. I can do it. I can do it. I'm good. I'm good. I can definitely do it.
So that tie-on is at 32 feet.
That what now?
That tie-on is at 32 feet.
You mean out to there?
From here out and around to that T is 32 feet.
Okay, do you want me to pour the water in there
Yeah,
now?
please.
Is that enough? I have a bucket.
Should be, should be.
This is something I found at Depot or something. I think it might be called
Yeah,
World
so
Travel.
water's coming in. So now the thing with that is if we line through that, we have to dam cut. We have to cut that to where it drains. So basically what we have to do is bring in the dam cutter. And the dam cutter won't fit through this 3
Well, that's a
inch.
hell of a picture there. You know,
Right.
That really shows it.
So pretty much, we'll look at the roots there, see?
Is that what that is?
So if we only line, and that's 37 feet, if I would have said, yeah, we'll just stop at 35 and didn't run the camera any further,
Yeah.
you'd be calling me in about 6 months saying, hey, I'm backed up. But that's some heavy roots.
Well, those trees are all gone now. I got hit by a tornado like 7 years ago here. And all the trees are gone.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not backing up.
Those are all roots?
Roots and partial soft clog. That almost looks like a T right there. Would probably be better off to dig. That ain't gonna work either. See how you can see the edge of the pipe looks almost like that side?
Yeah.
It tells me there's another inlet there. Maybe one of those old buildings used to tie in, or is there a floor drain or something in that garage?
I don't know. Yeah, it never was. I think that could be.
Go out there and look. Locate this at a depth of 7'5". Where'd you retire from?
Meyer. That was me. I've done a lot of things. Well, not really. Cut meat and been a contractor. When I was cutting meat, I always did remodeling. I couldn't stop cutting meat for about 10 years and just did remodeling stuff. And then it just...
So there's a clean out. I would think there'd be a clean out somewhere on the side of the house. Even back then. It's pretty old sewer. So somebody just added that clean out there and made it think that it was PVC all the way around, I guess.
No, I never did think it was.
Oh.
I can remember, I think I knew the plumbing my parents really used. I thought he was kind of half-assed. Are you from around here or anywhere?
I live in Georgetown.
Is that where you're from originally?
Milford, Loveland, we moved around a lot when I was a kid. I mean, I grew up in the city. In my younger Price Hill, pretty much in that area.
How old are you?
47.
So do you think we're definitely heading out toward the street now?
Yeah, I'm going to stop it here. I was hoping to see a clean out, but I'm going to stop it here in a minute. We're located out there.
How many feet was your thing ahead of
200. I'm at 89 feet now. Stop it there.
you?
Locate this spot at a depth of 10 foot 1 deep. Go ahead.
I worked as a subcontractor for one big contractor, Dong and Bowl. And just to watch these guys do stamp concrete and present concrete on the road, so I did this for like 3 days. Huge job. So that's how I got turned on to these guys. Will you be able to tell when your thing goes into the street sewer?
I don't know if I'm going to push it out that far. It's Get the heart at 108. But yeah, I'll be able to see the tap if I can make it there. Turn that cold water on that faucet. Just let it run. Sometimes that'll help.
Okay, yes. So where your next stop? You going back to the office? You got another job to look at?
I gotta go to the office after this. Get the quotes done. It'll take a while for that water to get there.
Yeah. But you think you can repair the section?
Yeah, we can do this 15 foot.
Yeah. Well, that makes me feel better not to tear up my patio. You'd never match that concrete. I mean, that'd just be a complete nightmare.
If insurance was involved and you had to dig, they'd have to replace the whole patio. I mean,
Yeah.
where do you draw the line?
Yeah,
Because
right,
it goes
right,
all the way around.
right.
You know, some people are ungrateful. Some people see how it's starting to move the camera just with the water flowing. Some people are ungrateful and they want it all replaced.
Yeah.
Where some people say, well, you know, like to two-tone it and you know, be happy that insurance needs to pay it.
Yeah. So the water's there, isn't it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
See how it's starting to there it goes. You see how it uses it? Yeah. Oh shoot.
What happened?
You're gonna shut it off, but I think that's the main right there. The camera just all of a sudden stopped and I seen black and I was thinking that it was collapsed, but that's it. Does that main run through your front yard?
I think it is on this side of the street.
I don't
Maybe not.
I'm wondering if it's in your yard. And usually what we'll do is if we was to line this all the way out, we usually, if there's no issues with the tap,
Yeah.
we'll line to within a foot of it. We'll shoot for a foot, and sometimes it'll stretch 6 inches off the top. So the last thing you want to do is have that liner go into the main, because what the heck is that? It's a weird, that's a 90. So it comes across the 90s and it goes in. If that liner goes into, that's a long sweet 45. If that liner goes into the main, even if it's a 1/4 inch, you have to take a Schwalm cutter, which is about a $750,000 cutter. Go in the manhole, cut that liner. It's $2,500 cut. So if you don't need the line over there, we never do.
Will you be able to line over top of those tree roots, or will you do something?
We would have to cut those out. We would jet them out if you went that far out.
What do you think it looks like around the rest of the house?
So far, I was running water before, but so far I don't see anything concerning.
Did you, when you were next, did you get any second opinions, or you just going with the...
No, I just. Well, for the first one, he showed me on the MRI. They kind of ticked me off because when I was going down a set of steps similar to this, but instead of just having one turn, it was like 2 or 3. When I came down to the last one, making a sharp turn, I felt it. I felt like something ripped.
Yeah.
And so when I called my doctor and I told him that, I just thought automatically they're going to send me for an MRI. No, I had to go do an X-ray, and that ticked me off because, you know, it's bad enough to have the copay, but then, you know, the expense of the. And I asked them about it, and they said, "Well, we got to make sure nothing's broken there." Well, I'd be in a lot more pain if it was broke.
So I'd say that.
Yeah. I just went with who my family doctor referred me to, and of course they try to keep you in their network. It's Mercy Health. I don't see anything concerning so far. I'm at 80 feet. Seven feet.
I got State Farm insurance. I'll tell you that. You know, all the insurance companies have. We've had all these hurricanes shit down south. That's taking a toll on
And that's a bunch of crap because a lot of them get FEMA. There's some roots there at 53 feet. Sitting on the left and coming in on the right.
53.
That's 53 feet from here, so it's 32 feet to the edge of the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's about another 20 feet.
20 foot out, which is about where the heat pump or AC is sitting.
Yeah. There used to be a big pine tree there.
Yeah, I seen a big stump sitting there. You'd be shocked though, you know, you will think it's a tree and it ends up being a shrub or something, you know, depending on how deep they are. Some of them shrubs will grow crazy deep.
You know something I put in here? I tried this about 6 months ago. You can buy this reed killer in a jar.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of expensive. It's $21 for just a little 1 pound jar. Put the whole thing in the toilet, let it fill up, flush the toilet, then flush it again. And because a buddy of mine thought, you know, it just might be the tree roots and making it back up. But, you know, then it happened again. It started coming through the wall again. I did it again and it didn't work. I took that cap off and I could see something in there. And then I had this Benjamin Franklin come out. And he's like, yeah, they don't do this kind of stuff.
So, Rudex, as long as it's Rudex, you can order Rudex on Amazon. Rudex is the only product I've ever seen work.
This wasn't Rudex, it was something else.
But if somebody is on Rudex and they stay on it religiously, and you have to go off the size of the pipe and the length.
Yeah.
So like if you're trying to get out to 60, 70 feet, you probably need, with it being, I can't tell if that's 5 or 6 inch pipe, you probably need about 4 pounds of it, and you have to put it in once a year. Every single year.
Do you think it'd do any good for those existing?
Well, you have to. That's the problem. Is you have to cut those roots first. So what you would do is you would jet it. Now, with you not having any issues with flow, you could probably put it in there. On that one, I'd probably go 2 pounds because it's 37 feet out, I think, 42 feet. You could put it in there, and then it would just take about 3 years. So once it kills them, it has to get time. You got to take time for them to break
I
off.
would think they're dead now. You think they're
Those ones there looked active.
Oh, okay.
Usually you can tell by the color. So basically, I would like to cover that because you can see the bell of the next one. But the problem.
What are you talking about? Are you real close now?
Yeah, I'm at the clean out. So I mean, a 15-foot liner is what you would need, and we would want to try and stop it about right there. If we were to go into this a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, it's not as big a deal because the only thing up there is that clean out. That's not going to affect if. But I don't like. See, I can't turn and see what's going on there. But this is your upstream pipe. It should be sitting right here. That's the bell. So I don't know if water is leaving right there on that right side. As you can see where the pipe stops and then the gap.
Would your liner cover all that?
Yeah.
Is this liner pretty durable though once it's in there?
It is. Our liner is actually structural. We've got a chunk missing right there. I could show you a sample of it.
And then, but when you look in there and you see where that pipe is kind of like sticking up, would you not want to knock that down before you do it?
Unfortunately, there's no way to knock it down.
I didn't know if you could stick some
No.
spud bar in there. Okay.
I mean, the problem is like when you put a spud bar in there and you think you've got, you end up having about a 1/2 inch to even mess with. It doesn't do enough. The only way to try and do anything is to put a patch in there first and see if because you can put more pressure on the patch than you can the liner.
How would you get a patch in there?
You just push it into place. We got and so the problem too is the downstream pipe is the one that would need to come up. So you got all the pressure of the ground that's holding that. Even if it fell, you could have a sinkhole underneath the concrete a little bit and not know it. But the chances of pushing it up, it might be wasting money to even try to patch it.
Okay. So you think just liners would solve this whole problem?
Yeah, you would want to do some high pressure, high temperature, and get it to expand as much as possible so you don't have a wrinkle there. I mean, you're going to see it. We like them to be nice and smooth. But sometimes it's not possible. We probably have to do a little bit of a descale. So from trying to figure out how much guts of cast iron is still out there. Got about 2 foot of cast iron before it hits clay.
That's the way they used to do it.
Yeah, this was all cast.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
And then there was cast iron all the way out to the clay.
My mind's been racing because anyway, I just like to think of all the options. And this is such a unique situation where if I just didn't want to tear up that patio, and if it came to worse, even to reroute all these pipes out would be flow. That would be.
The biggest obstacle we have here is that's 3 inch. So you got 3 inch PVC, and then it goes into 4 inch cast. That looks like 4 inch clay. 4 or 5 inch clay there. I have to see if we can even get the liner to go through that 3-inch.
Did you say something about maybe having to cut that PVC?
There's a chance you might have to take that T out. I'll run it by the crew. We don't never. I bet you.